Hello everyone and welcome to some more Let's Play Rimworld, now Alpha 15. The alpha just came out, although I think technically it's been in beta for the last like 2 weeks and it was an open beta, but whatever, the game just finally got officially put into Alpha 15. And there's some, I don't know, small additions. There's nothing like major. The two major additions, I guess, are there's a tutorial system now, which that doesn't really make a difference to me. I mean, I basically learned everything the hard way. The school of hard knocks, if you will, the first several times I played this game, so I really don't need a tutorial. And from what I've seen, the tutorial that was added is very bare bones anyways. And there was also a more, I guess, diverse drugs system that was added, so that'll be an interesting thing to play with. And also, there's actually deep drilling now. You can, like, get resources that are under the ground, but it's not like some people I think have wanted where it's like Dwarf Fortress where you can actually go to different levels. It's not that complex. It's kind of just like certain resources happen to be below you and you can use, like, I guess, drilling systems to get them out. But, you know what? Rather than talk about it, how about I actually play? And you know what I'm going to do? It's kind of funny. I struggled so much my last Let's Play, I actually gave up after Part 5. I don't want to rehash that, though. Bad memories. So whatever, I'll forget about that. So you might think it'd be a stupid idea to do something extremely challenging in another Let's Play right after I screwed up so badly last time, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the ice sheet. Yes, ice sheet indeed. But believe it or not, I did do an hour test, and it does seem like the ice sheet is actually easier to survive on now than it was a couple alphas ago, so I don't think I'll have as much of a problem as I might normally have. And I'm actually going to do the One Rich Explorer because here's the thing with the ice sheets. I think my major problem with the ice sheets was always not that I didn't have enough people. It's mostly just that you don't have enough, like, you have very limited fertile soil. So if you've got 3 people from the get-go, it's really, really hard to feed them all, especially with only 30 meals. But if you just start out with one, the Rich Explorer, you get 40 meals from the get-go. And you only have one guy eating them all, so you can last like 3 times as long without even growing an ounce of food. And then obviously once you do start growing food, you don't need to grow nearly as much as you would with 3 people. So from the get-go, that's a lot easier than the default scenario, if you will. So that's one thing that I think will put us at an advantage right away. Now, Cassandra Classic Extreme, as always. I know a lot of people, because I was screwing up so badly in the last Let's Play, although, actually, you know what, I'll get into it later. I'll show you something, and it's going to make me laugh a bit, or I guess just laugh in frustration. Now, let's do a random potato. I guess that's a pretty good seed, isn't it? Okay, then, I'll do potato. That sounds pleasant. Alright, so yes, ice caps. Isn't too hard to find one of them on the map. And I'm not going to go so crazy that I go all the way up north. I will be a little bit more merciful on myself. I'll try to find one that's a bit more southerly. And I am going to do mountainous, actually, because even though mountains are a lot colder, on average, at the very least, they actually have, like, places we can dig in and make a base. Because there's really no point, I think, in making a base on the default soil, because it's got such a debuff when it comes to speed and everything that I think making a mountain base might actually be a much better choice, so that's my plan. Oh, that's actually large hills, never mind. I need to find mountains. What's the least cold mountains? Huh. Obviously, though, as you can see, in the winter, it's going to get freaking negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit, which that'll be not very pleasant. At least in the summer, during the daytime, it will be above freezing, so that'll be pleasant. Okay, I keep saying pleasant, don't I? Oh, whatever. And now here's the character generation. Now, I kind of was trying to think what would be the best skill set to start out with, because I mean we only have one guy, so we need to make sure that this one person has like the best skills possible, and something like heat tolerant isn't really going to help us. But I think what I'm going to want more than anything, I thought it through, is I'm going to want right away growing, mining, and research. And actually, this person has all 3 of those, but I don't really like the heat tolerant or abrasive, so I'm not going to choose that, I don't think. She also has a gunshot wound. That doesn't really matter too much, so whatever. But those are the 3 I wanted, because here's the thing. I want a semi-decent researcher. I really don't need it to be a good researcher. I just need them to have the ability to research, because then I can get hydroponics right away. But otherwise, they're not crafting. Mining and growing, yeah, that's really all I need. Because growing, obviously, I want to make sure all the crops we grow right away actually are harvested. I don't want just someone who can't even plant a freaking seed to just have half our crops not get harvested. So, yeah, I'll just try to find that. That last person actually might have been good, but I really didn't pay attention to them. Now I need to actually think about what I'm clicking on. Yeah, mining, I think, mining and growing are really the biggest priorities. All I really need is someone who's even capable of research. I don't really need a good researcher. This might be a good person. Nervous, though. Here's the thing. I don't want to have someone who's, like, mentally unstable right away, because as you'd probably imagine, if my person breaks down right away, and it's just the one person, I mean, that's just going to screw us over, like, from the get-go. Like, we are pretty much completely screwed. Chances are she'll probably, whoever it is, might start, like, beating on, like, a polar bear and then get killed, and then that's the end of the series. So, I hate being this picky, but I think it's going to be, it'll pay off quite a bit. It'll make this, I think just this, this one isn't too bad, but, this one's actually really good, but she's psychically hypersensitive, or he is, so that would mean that if there's like any sort of mind thing going on, he's just going to get screwed. You know what? I'm going to take a risk. Let's just hope we can get more, like a couple extra people before we get taken out by psychic stuff. So let's just do it. Rather than, you know, generating stuff for the next 5 minutes, I'll take a little bit of a gamble. And actually, yeah, now I get to read a nice little new intro. I'm so used to the ship being ripped apart in Crypto Sleep Pod's opening thing. The Nero simulations, hologames, and free orgies. Oh, free orgies. Wonderful. Were never enough for you. You wanted more. The grit and consequences of real life. Like they talk about in the history books. You wanted to know what real challenge and consequence feel like. Now, after a journey of decades in Crypto Sleep, it's not really a journey considering you're completely unconscious, but, you know, I mean, I guess a journey, well, okay, shut up. I'm gonna shut up. Okay, you're landing on this unknown Rimworld. Real consequences await you. And we chose the best part to survive. This is interesting. We're in like a little bowl here. Interesting. Now the question is, where do I need to set up shop? Now, here's the thing I really want to do. This leads to a thing I have to think about. Now, the best thing I think to get heat right away is to build a nice little home around a steam geyser. And this is all... Is this... I don't think I can grow on this, can I? Let me just check real quick. Like, oh, I can grow on that. If I make a little home... Like, if I just make a wall here and a wall here, that would actually be a pretty decent starting spot. Because I want a place I can grow easily. The only problem is that this little place here is very... It's not that large. You know, I'd much rather, you know, make a nice little home like here, because I've got so much space to just expand. Whereas this is kind of limited, isn't it? And it'll obviously make heating a little bit less easy, because if we're in a big mountain, it's a lot easier to heat. You know, there's not much heat going through the walls. I know, some people that might not like me being this impatient right away, or not impatient, but being this, like, slow and methodical, but obviously, like, this decision right here could definitely make a difference between surviving and not surviving. Yeah, unfortunately, I always like to make, whenever I try doing this, it's always nice to make a place next to a steam geyser, because that's just free heating right away. You don't have to worry about, you know, making a bunch of heaters and not dying. Admittedly, there are, let me find it here. There are, I think it's misc? No, it must be in temperature, yes. There are campfires, which we could make campfires, but a campfire is not, I mean, it takes 20 wood, and we don't really have much wood to start with. I mean, as you can see, we've got a bit of wood here. We got 300 wood, so we'd have enough wood to make a little bit, but then we wouldn't have any wood for construction, so you know what? Although it could cause problems in the long run, I think I will make a little home right here. And this is actually a pretty decent growing area, because as you can see, there areas that actually have like full growing areas it's very limited. There's not much at all. And there's not really any that are by a steam geyser. Like, you see, there's not really any growing areas in the immediate vicinity of that. And, I mean, there's a little bit here, but not very much. So, really, although it's not a very, like, overall strategic position, I think I'll make a nice little home here. So, first things first, I'm just going to wall this off. The question is, should I make a door here or here? I guess I'll make a door on both sides to start with. Yeah, that's spending a lot of steel, I realize, but I suppose it's a hell of a lot easier than making a full enclosure all by itself without any walls involved or any stone walls involved, so I think I'll go for that. Add a couple doors. I realize I'll just do wood doors for now, whatever. I'm definitely gonna completely restructure my design at some point in time, but for right now I don't really want to get too anal about things. Manual priorities. I'll do this really quickly. Hey, at least I only have to worry about one person. Although, admittedly, that's one thing, is we have to make damn sure we never get hit. Unfortunately, when you start as the rich survivor, you don't have to research turrets. You can just build a frickin' turret right away. Actually, a lot of things I believe that you normally don't unlock right away you get as the rich explorer. So that does make things a little bit easier for us too, as we don't have as many things we have to just research just to not die. Oh yeah, let me actually finish this. I got sidetracked, as I tend to do. I guess I can do handling. I mean, really none of this stuff matters right away. I'm just hoping we can get someone who's like a cook and whatnot just through luck. That's the worst thing, is that you have to just hope that you can, instead of being able to choose a diverse group of, people, you kind of just have to hope that luck's on your side and you get a good dice roll of people, which, as I can attest, does not always happen. Actually, it very rarely happens that you actually get the people you really want for some reason. At least that's what happens in my case. And I guess I'll do a research of 2. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Alright, so yeah, this can get nice and constructed right away. Hopefully. Yeah, it's really the shorter we made this distance from our starting region is really going to help, because obviously with only one guy... Why are you not... Oh, I didn't unforbid the steel. Actually, wait, there is... Oh, there's the steel. Okay, I'm like, why is he not constructing? It's because I didn't unforbid the damn steel. That's a good way to start out, not even unforbidding something as simple as steel. Fortunately, the one... I did realize I needed a good constructor. It's a good thing I did that, because when I did my test run, I had someone who's a terrible constructor, and it just took so much time. Like, I didn't even get a simple construction done by the end of the first day, which is just pathetic. So... it's a good thing I did my little test run, because I realized that, although I'm sure as I go through this Let's Play, I'll realize many other decisions I probably should have made differently, but whatever. And that's nice. He actually made a superior bed his first try. I remember with my little chickie that I did a test run on, she made an awful bed, so that already put her at a disadvantage. So there we go. Now he needs to make a whole roof, though. I think I might need to make like a structural beam. Maybe not. This actually I think might be good. We'll see. Yeah, I completely forgot you have to construct roofs now. I've not played enough since the last alpha to even have that something that I'm used to yet. I'm not sure. I think we actually can completely enclose this area. Should be roofed soon. So close. Oh, I think there must be one little chunk that's missing due to structural instability. So let's place one little beam down there. There we go. And I think it is, yes, now it's roofed. And now this will heat this entire area and it'll make it a lot more survivable. So now we need to figure out what's the next priority. I'd suppose the next best priority is electricity and then mining. We should definitely hoard a bunch of steel, although unfortunately there is really, oh, that's too bad. There's really not that many steel deposits that are on the surface right next to this area. Yeah, there's really none at all, actually. I'm trying to think which one would be fastest to go to. I suppose even though this one might be farther, I think this is probably the closest one that we can really go to. Because the thing is, I also, as you can see, there's a walk speed in this game, for those of you that don't know. And the walk speed is a hell of a lot worse on, ice than it is on, say, this rough granite. So I really want to make sure if I'm mining, I don't want to have to go all the way across the snow it's much better to just go across this gravel and dirt. That'll make my life a hell of a lot easier. Alright, yeah, he needs warm clothes, but I think I'll just wait for the first random guy I kill to do that. No, we have a dog, Gracie. Gracie the female Yorkshire. I guess that's a good thing to start with. Yeah, on my test run, I actually started out with a Arctic fox, which I thought was nice because it was actually like relevant to the biome, but I suppose I'll have to deal with this random Yorkshire Terrier instead. I'm trying to figure out what I should do first, if I should mine that out or make electric stuff. I'll just start on mining that because we really don't have much time until it's night anyways, so yeah, let's just start mining. How good of a miner is he? Oh, apparently he was a miner by trade. I don't know how you're a miner in like a glitter world though. Because for those of you who don't know like the lore of this game, basically there's like different classes of planets, and obviously we're on a Rimworld, which is like on the outer skirts of the, I guess, universe. But there's glitter worlds, which I think tend to be at like the center of the universe or the center of each particular galaxy. There's a break risk. That's not good at all. Uncomfortable oh, he's a nudist. Oh god, did I not realize that? He's a freaking nudist. A nudist in the freaking ice caps. That's just great. Huh. Okay, the uncomfortable has nothing to do with that. He's just gonna have -3 for constraining, which is gonna suck, but I think being uncomfortable is better than freezing to death. My god. 8 without a table. I guess the little things always help, so I think I'll make like a stupid little table for him, even though it's really not a high priority. I don't want him snapping on me, because like I said, if this guy breaks down, that's just it. That's the end of the road for me. So although it's not really something that makes sense to be doing right away... Oh wait, I don't want to be doing that there. This is my growing zone. Yeah, let's try to keep everything non-essential, like out of this little area, because this will just be my initial growing area. I'll just make a stupid little table here. Make him a little bit less crazy, and you know what? Just to make things a little bit better for the long run, I'm gonna make this just for food. Just meals for now. And actually, we can construct an orbital trade thing right from the get-go, and I guess I'll make it right here. I mean, why not? It's not like there's anything really special about this area that I might want to construct something in. Yeah, I'm going to start mining into this once I feel a little bit more comfortable with my not dying. Yeah, you know, once I'm not dying and everything, once I'm pretty sure that I'll be able to survive, that'll definitely help matters out. Apparently he's... Oh, that's nice. Yeah, the bed's so great that he becomes luxuriantly comfortable from that. So that's very nice. And I guess he's in a little pain. He must have a scar, unfortunately. Oh, he's got a bunch of scars. Yeah, that sucks. I never realized he had all those miscellaneous things. I guess as long as I can keep him joy-filled, though, I'm just going to let him kind of do things at his own pace, because as long as he's basically not dying, that'll be, I think, #1 priority. Alright, and I'm just going to have him haul everything over here, just because that'll make everything easier for us in the long run. You know, not having to have him go out on this ice and snow every 10 seconds, that's really going to help us out. Alright, and yes, actually, once he's done, I'm going to actually let him haul. This might seem like something that's like a poor decision, but one thing that's nice, like I said, is we've got quite a bit of food to start with. Also, I do want to make... I want to try to... Oh, you know what I need to do, too? Is he a good shot? I never really paid attention to that, which is a bad... Okay, he's a really great shot, actually. Did I give him the... Hey, I never gave him the damn charge rifle. That's probably a good thing I should do. Yeah, as you can see, even though this is kind of an attempt that requires a lot of precision, I'm not exactly being... I keep forgetting a lot of stupid small things. And yeah, I don't play this game nearly as obsessively as I did like pre-Alpha 10. Like probably 90% of the time I've put into this game has been before Alpha 10. So I'm not exactly allowed myself to get used to a lot of the new stuff. unfortunately. Oh yeah, and this should be critical priority, so I don't want all that food sitting out here if I don't have to. Admittedly, it is refrigerated then. Oh wait, never mind. Packaged survival meals, I don't think they ever rot, so they just have to be out of the elements, if I remember. Okay. Now the other thing I'm going to want to do, the main thing I'm going to want to do, is actually have some power, because hydroponics is definitely something that needs power. And another two things I really do want to get done with right away. I normally wait longer than I probably should to do most of these things, but actually I'm going to make an all steel research bench because we have like no wood. I'll make this thing over in this little hidey hole, I guess. And then I will make a comms console as well. And one of the newer things that was added, I don't remember if it was just in this recent update. Oh yes, this is something I was going to mention. Okay, you know what's kind of hilarious? Oh wait, you won't be able to see until we get the research bench done. Never mind. Okay, I'll show you guys this very funny thing once I get the research bench down. It made me laugh. Actually, it wasn't like a ha-ha laugh. It was more like a kill me laugh. You know, like a really? I had to go through so much suffering. Actually, I might as well just say it now. There was a cooling system that's added for tribes. Because if you remember, the last Let's Play, if any of you watched that, I got my ass completely handed to me from a heat wave because the tribes have absolutely no way of cooling themselves if you get hit by a heat wave in the first couple months. So, in, you know, the first couple months in-game. And something that was added was a passive cooling system. So it's basically something that lets you cool an area without having to use electricity. So that would have been really useful the last Let's Play, but I guess that's why it was added, and that's the problem with playing a game that's in alpha, is stuff like that can sort of get added at any time, and you kind of just have to sort of, I don't know, hope things work out in the end with all the additions in the game. Because, yeah, that was the thing, is he obviously, I think Tynan didn't think about the fact that tribes have no way of cooling themselves, although obviously we don't need to worry about cooling ourselves at all in this playthrough. Not one bit. As you can see, though, this is such a large area, it's not really heating up too much, because the last time when I did my little test run, it was like an area only this big, so it was like constantly 90 degrees in here. So that's the thing with these steam geysers, they can only heat so much. Alright, yeah, he's hauling all that steel. Yeah, it's really too bad we've got such far away steel resources. I should kind of just, I might just want to dig in somewhere. I don't know. I'm actually really hoping for our first bandit raid. Although, speaking of raids, like I said, I've got one guy only. I really need to make sure I get, just one turret. Because as long as I can have someone focus their firepower on a turret instead of my guy, that will mean everything. Yeah, let's power that thing up too. And I mean, if I'm going to power up something all the way over there, I might as well go over there. And I guess I'll make a power switch right here. And then just go like this. And this will be my very initial defensive area. Although actually, in retrospect, people kind of have to attack. Yeah, people, until someone like mines through one of these areas, this is a very enclosed region. I mean, I guess if you think about it, the map's kind of split in half. There's like this little curvy segment that's only accessible from the left side, and then there's this other curvy segment that's only accessible from the right side. I might even want to make a little path for someone to go through right here. Actually, I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna make a little path right here, because I want to make sure people would rather attack over here than have to... Yeah, because otherwise they'll just try breaking this door down. Yeah, as you can see, things are pretty slow going, considering I'm starting with, you know, one guy. It's a hell of a lot different than the tribal. Yes, there's an ancient danger, so that's basically telling me don't be an idiot and burrow through this. I mean, there's always the possibility I could get something really cool from inside here, but... not a very good possibility. Not a very good possibility at all. Yeah, I'll just let him meditate to get his little mood up. How's his mood doing anyways? Yeah, I'm really going to need to get him happy. Ugh, damn. I still can't believe I got a nudist and I didn't even realize that. That's kind of pathetic. And you know what? I don't know how long this episode was. I really wasn't paying attention, but I'm going to go ahead and end it here. So, yeah, thank you all for watching and hope to see you next time. Goodbye.